Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is I, Louis Sankara, aka the Manga Poppy today, and we're doing two streams in a row. What? Yes, like I promised, the long-awaited Ultimate Shonen Jump tier list is finally coming. Not to an end, but it's here. We're here now. We've got the tier list right in front of us, and I'm gonna be ranking 10 series today that I think, you know, some are fantastic. They're top of the line. They're gold, right? They're platinum. Others are hot, stinking garbage. So we will be getting into that in a moment. I'm gonna let everybody come in to the stream. We're gonna have a good time here. We're just gonna relax for a moment. Let everyone kind of roll in. How have you been, Familia? How have your days been? I hope they've been excellent. And we can continue the stream talking about manga. Yesterday we were playing Marvel Rivals, and today it's a lot more relaxed. We can hop on stream. We can rank some manga. So let me just change this for you real quick. You can see the tier list right in front of us. Right here. So as you can see, huge list, right? Well, I mean, we're only going through 10. And we may or may not have a bonus chapter thanks to someone special in chat. So you'll see in a moment. But 10 series, and the very first one, we're gonna be starting off positive. All right, get ready to see the S tier series, in my opinion. And remember, this is all my opinion too, right? I mean, it's objective, but at the same time, it's my opinion, So here we're going to be rocking Fist of the North Star as my S tier series. And the format for this, right, is usually we hop on, we talk about the series right after I rank it. So I'm going to give you the synopsis, and then I'm going to give you my reasons why it is an S tier series. So hopping right into it, helpless and struggling for cash. Wait, that isn't. Is that Fist of the North Star? Hold on. Hold on now. Just kidding. We're gonna be actually hopping into Fire Punch right now. Hold on. So I'll get to Fist of the North Star in a minute. So Fire Punch. Hold on now, Familia. Hold on. Don't mind that. Fire Punch is an A tier series. All right? And here's the synopsis for it. So, in a world ravaged by ice and snow, civilization is on the brinks of collapse. All thanks to an elusive ice witch of the lands. So there's only one person who caused this entire disruption of the Ice Age, right, in this land. Fighting against the cold has brought out the worst in humanity, leading to cults, violence, and persecution of the blessed. Those born with supernatural powers, Agni and Luna, blessed orphans with regenerative powers, are making the best of their situations within a small community of elders. So let me give you guys some visuals real quick. So here's Fire Punch. I spelled that totally correctly. So you guys can get some imagery. We're getting back on the horse, Familia. It's real early, so keep that in mind. Right over here is Fire Punch. So this is Agni. Okay? This is Agni right here. So Agni and Luna, blessed orphans with regenerative powers, are making the best of their situation in a small society of elders. Their affection for each other serves as a distraction from the uninhabitable climates. Nevertheless, what little serenity they have is stolen away when an army commander, Doma, passes through. And keep in mind, the ability that Agni has over here is regenerative. So he basically, in order to feed this community of elders, let's say butchers some parts. Nice Santa hat. Oh, thank you, Cool Beans. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you comment before. welcome to the stream. How are you doing? It would usually be on Connie. But Agni over here, he basically butchers parts of himself, and then he feeds it to the elders, and that's the reason why that's how they're able to live inside of this society. So him and his sister, right? They're both blessed, and they have the same abilities. But Doma, being with the army, sees this and sees it as a sin. So his ability, Doma's, of this army commander, basically are these eternal flames. So he reduces the entire village, including all the elders and Agni, to ash. But thanks to Agni's remarkable regeneration, he remains ablaze. So he's constantly burning and is in constant excruciating pain. But after a decade of burning forever, right? He uses this as vengeance, which is as fierce as the flames that are burning him, and he wants to take back everything that has been stolen from him, like his sister Luna, who was reduced to ashes. So as Agni traverses the frozen wasteland, he vows to avenge his sister and get his revenge against Doma. So if none of you know, this series is by Tatsuki Fujimoto, and it is yet to be animated or anything of the regard like, Chainsaw Man or Look Back. But this series, right, we said last time Chainsaw Man was a S tier. This is an A tier. It's relatively close. Now, the reason I'm not giving it an S tier, right? Still fantastic series. It's just due to the fact that this series is not as accessible, just due to some of the grotesque nature. Not as much comedy either inside of the series. So we can roll over here and see that there's some pretty good amount of cruel violence going on. I mean, this is literally, that's Agni. I don't know if I can show that on stream. This is Agni, and he's going through constant pain. Like, I'm talking guts style. Even worse, because there are times where he shouldn't be alive. That he has superpowers and these abilities, but the art is a little more crude versus Chainsaw Man. So he definitely polished up in Chainsaw Man. So this came out way before, not way, a few years before. On top of that, the story, it's a lot more how do you say this? You can reflect on it a lot more. There's a lot of moments that have you questioning. So there's a lot of loose ends, right, in Fire Punch versus Chainsaw Man that are kind of just presented to you on a platter, right? In this, the ending to it is up for interpretation. So art, it's rough, but it's there. The story, it's sometimes leaves loose ends, right? You got to do a lot of speculation. But overall, I mean, it is a top tier story. Like I said, yet to have an anime, just due to the fact that it's not as accessible to as many people, just thanks to some of the sheer, violent nature of it. But Fire Punch, that is a that we have over here. So don't worry, we're gonna get back to Fist of the North Star in a minute. At number 3. I know all of you, well, this would be 2 now, saw the thumbnail. So here's my hot take over here. Demon Slayer, that is a fat F. I'm talking god awful. And hear me out, right? I'm gonna give you a synopsis real quick. So, ever since the death of his father, and the burden supporting his family has fallen onto Tanjiro Kamado's shoulders. So here's Tanjiro. I gotta remember every time to bring this up. So we have some visuals over here for all of you to see if you're not using this as a podcast format. So here's Tanjiro, right? We've all seen him. At least the majority of us have. So Demon Slayer, let's be more appropriate here. Demon Slayer manga, right? The anime kind of cleans it up a little. Here's Tanjiro. Okay. So after the death of his father and living through impoverished means on a remote mountain, the Kamado family, so Tanjiro's family, are able to enjoy relatively peaceful and a happy life. But one day, Tanjiro decides to go down to the local village to make a little money selling charcoal. And on his way back, night falls, forcing Tanjiro to take shelter in the house of a strange man, who warns him of the existence of flesh-eating demons that lurk in the woods at night. When he finally arrives home the next day, he is met with a horrifying sight. His whole family had been slaughtered. Oh, damn. Worse still, the sole survivor is his sister Nezuko, who has turned into a bloodthirsty demon. Consumed by rage and hatred, Tanjiro swears to avenge his family and stay by his only remaining sibling. So he essentially just tames her. Yeah. Damn, cool beans. Yeah, for sure. Damn. I know. Alongside a mysterious group calling themselves the Demon Slayer Corps, Tanjiro will do anything and whatever it takes to slay the demons and protect the remnants of his beloved sister's humanity. Okay. Here's where we bring it in, Familia. Reel it in, right? The art, off the bat, dude. It's garbage. This thing is hot trash. I know we said Tatsuki Fujimoto, right? His art is okay. It's mediocre. Not well, we could say it's kind of mediocre compared to other artists, right? Still great. He puts the story, he gets across the story, right, with his art. He's more of a storyteller. Okay? You get a pass if you're a storyteller. He's had other works behind him, okay? So art, you get a pass if you can create great stories, okay? Gege. Yes, I'm saying Gege. So Gege. That's how you say the author of Demon Slayer. This is his only published series, right? That has been serialized ever in history of ever. His art looks garbage, okay? He has nothing to back it. Okay. Keep in mind, Familia, I'm talking about the Demon Slayer manga, right? If we're talking about the anime, I'm going to bump it up to a D tier just because of the animation quality, okay? So we went from an F to a D, and also it's made by Ufotable, so that makes sense. They did Fate. They did some of Fate. Okay, Ufotable, pretty good. Now, back to the manga. The Demon Slayer premise, okay? It's okay. It's all right. It's interesting, right? You have a regular boy. He's here to save his sister, and he ends up taming her. So he tames Nezuko, and then we got an interesting story going on. So he's trying to get back her humanity and take down, the big baddie, right? We always have the Dracula in a castle, okay? He's gonna go slay them. Now, the journey to get there, okay? It's all over the place. It is absolutely all over the place. So, in the very first arc, we have him training, right? He goes off. He's trying to join the Demon Slayer Corps, okay? That's the most intense part of the series. I'm not even going to lie with you. That is probably the most intense part of the series, and that's only, a handful of the episodes, or you can say a handful of the chapters, right? He goes in, and he's training with this man with a nose. He's like a sensei over here, okay? I'm not even going to bother with his name. He goes train with this sensei, right? And he's told that, joining the Demon Slayer Corps, you might lose your life. And so you go train, you go do that. I'll look after your sister, right? So Tanjiro goes and does that. He ends up defeating the biggest bad demon during that time, okay? Tanjiro, this guy with absolutely almost no training, he does that. Whatever, it's a shonen, okay? This demon, keep in mind, has claimed the lives of many other of the disciples of the sensei master. Okay, whatever. later on we continue into a story to where he just goes like a side quest, right? Like a fetch quest in Far Cry. And let me describe that if you never played Far Cry. So in Far Cry, sometimes you would go from point to point, right? You get an objective, defeat demon in XYZ place. So Tanjiro does that twice. He goes to two different villages, and he ends up doing that and defeating the demons. Okay, he's gaining more power. He's more powerful. Next, we get a change in pace. We go onto a train, right? Now he's trying to travel across the country, and the train is a demon. Okay, how that's possible? You tell me. You tell me. It's a shonen, okay? He ends up defeating the train demon. And so after that, the story essentially just goes off the rails. It starts to pump up. So right after that, he has to go meet, right, these Hashira is what they're called. So these members of the highest, right, council of demon slayers, you could say. So we have over here, these are all the demon slayers and these are all the Hashiras, right? Here's Tanjiro, here's his sister, here's the Hashiras. Like I'm saying, the art is absolutely god awful. Like some of these perspectives, man. What is this? What is this? What's this hair? What is this hair? They go from point to points, and throughout the story it keeps on ramping up, right? It's like after every single arc they start to cut it down shorter and shorter, to a point to where it's whiplash when not spoilers, but it's like whiplash when some of these Hashira die leading up to some of the arcs, and we don't even get to explore some of their backstories, right, until the very ends, where we get backstories for characters such as these ones. At the very last, like 10 chapters, maybe 9 chapters, they start to exposition dump on you. They start to tell you they did X, Y, and Z in their past life. And not only do we get exposition, right? It's the anime type of exposition where they're going through their whole entire life inside of their head, right? Like their lives are flashing before their eyes. Instead of explaining that throughout the story naturally, where we get bits and pieces, they do it all in one moment. And you know who they also do that with? They do it with the demons that they're slaying. So throughout the story too, I didn't mention this on purpose, but when Tanjiro slays a demon, he gets to see like insight into how their life was before, and we as the viewer get more insight. And every time they kill a demon, they make you like feel for them. And I understand the concept where you're trying to resonate that these were once people, but at the same time, you're also trying to prop it up to where these people chose to be evil. They chose to take out others, right? Just due to the lack of their strength, unlike being like Tanjiro, where he kept on building it up, right? They were put into bad situations, but they decided to drink drink the syrup, right, and become these demons, because you can't transform into them. So they make you feel bad for all these people that you don't care about. And throughout that time, you're getting deaths between demons and people, and they're all just exposition dumping onto you. Like I said, it's not sprinkled throughout the story. And throughout the story too, we don't even get a great conclusion to Demon Slayer. Another thing is that the ending was like I said, haphazard, where we had it so the ending itself was terrible. Like the boss battle, right? You're supposed to get a boss battle towards the end, right? It was unfulfilling. On top of that, we don't get to see the lives after the demon slayers, the Hashiras like Tanjiro. We get to see later on in their kid's life. Okay, it turns into a slice of life high school story for like a chapter, and that's how the series ends. Demon Slayer, is that we get this very rushed story, and it turns into a high school. It turns into a high school comedy, and there are epilogue and additional stories that come after it, but that's not what you're supposed to do when you're making one of these stories, right? You're supposed to have it planned out. You're supposed to end it with a magazine. You don't have a bunch of substitution material right outside. It should add to it. It should not fix or repair whatever ending the original story has. So Demon Slayer, I sound like a hater right now. The reason I hate it the most is that it had so much potential to go on, like from traveling to different lands to the characters that they killed off right off the bat. There's some Hashira that we met for, I swear they only had like 10 lines of dialogue and they got killed off. I'm just disappointed with it. So that's why it gets an F tier. Um, it's just not fair, man. It's just not fair how Demon Slayer became that popular through its initial cool concept. So we have next is Spy Family. So we're gonna rank that at a C. Okay, Spy Family. I'm sorry to all you Spy Family Familia fans out there. This series is pretty mediocre in my opinion. But before we get to that, let me give you the synopsis of it. So, for the agent known as Twilight, no order is too tall for the sake of peace. So, we have Spy Family Twilight Spy Family manga. Here, let me give you guys some imagery. So Twilight is this man over here. He is a special agent. Operating as Westali's master spy, Twilight works tirelessly to prevent extremists from sparking a war with neighboring countries, such as Ostinia. It's just a single country. It's just Ostinia. For the latest mission, he must investigate Ostinian politician Donovan Desmond by infiltrating his son's school, the prestigious Eden Academy. Thus, the agent faces the most difficult task of his career: to get married and have a child and to play family. So bro is going all out, right, to be a spy. So he's trying to integrate into the society and to infiltrate the school. So Twilight, or Lloyd Forger now, as he goes by, quickly adopts the unassuming orphan Anya to play the role of a 6-year-old daughter and prospective Eden Academy students. For a wife, he comes across Yor Brer, an absent-minded office worker who needs to pretend the partner of her own. Who needs a partner to pretend of her own to impress her friends. So this is Yor. Yor is this woman right here. Okay, we got that out of the way. However, Yor moonlights as a lethal assassin, Thorn Princess. For her, marrying Lloyd creates the perfect cover. Meanwhile, Anya, so the 6-year-old girl in the middle with the pink hair, is not the ordinary girl she appears to be. Well, she has pink hair, so. She is an Esper, so someone who can like read minds. The product of secret experiments that allows her to see into the minds of everyone around her. Although she uncovers their true identities, Anya is thrilled that her new parents are cool secret agents. She would never tell them, of course. That would ruin the fun. Under the guise of the Forgers, the spy, the assassin, and the Esper must act as a family while carrying out their agendas. Through these, liars and misfits are only playing parts. They soon find out the family is far more than blood relations. So, Spy Family. Initially, I thought of it as a, harmless slice of life action, right? You have an objective. So Lloyd, right over here, this secret agent spy, he has an objective to stop an inevitable war going on as the master spy, right, of a fellow country. So he's trying to integrate. He's trying to stop this, right? He's trying to prevent World War III or whenever it takes place. But this entire series, I know we just mentioned it's a slice of life. I feel like some of the comedy, it just turns into just some cheap jokes. as much as I like slice of life, right? Don't get me wrong. I enjoy series, that are like childcare, right? You have Yotsuba Ans. I think that's top tier. Here, let me show you all. If y'all are not familiar with Yotsuba, so Yotsuba and right over here. This is like the pinnacle of like, Japanese daycare series. You can actually learn Japanese from this series, right? It's pretty easy to go through. So we have this, right? It's similar to this. But Spy Family, where it gets, some of the gag humor, it just kind of falls short. So a lot of the stuff just ends up happening just due to the lack of planning by the parents, right? So Lloyd and uh why did I forget her name? How did I just forget her name right now? Yor, jeez. Lloyd and Yor, they end up just dropping the ball on so many occasions. Like a lot of the stuff, right? Anya, this girl is literally like carrying the series. Like she has to come in a lot of the times to save these two, right? This guy allegedly is a secret agent, the best secret agent for the government, and Yor is allegedly the best, damn assassin like in the country, right? But they end off going on these like side tangents or these side missions, instead of keeping on to whatever journey they have. So Yor, she's kind of like a stick in the mud. So she goes anywhere where Twilight pushes the story, or even Anya, because she just wants to cover up her life, right, as like an assassin. Versus Lloyd, he's got a mission. Anya over here, she just picks up the pieces. And I gotta say, some of the comedy with Anya, it kind of turns into like face humor. And after like the fifth or sixth time, me personally, right, I don't find this funny anymore. Like she kind of just does the same faces all the time. You have a variation, of course, but we have like these little smug looks that she gives from moment to moment, and she's kind of like cheeky. So we see this is a fan edit, by the way. This is actually, it was funny. We were talking about Demon Slayer, and then we get an Anya clip over here. But that being said, just the series itself, it gets old fast, in my humble opinion. I think there are other better gag series to go through. I feel like it doesn't have its footing in either like action or a comedy. And that's fine. They have cute designs. I like the art. It just after owning, right. I don't have them here, but after owning like 9 copies of Spy Family, it gets old quick. I mean, we have introduction of different characters. You get to see some backstories. It's just not my cup of tea. So Spy Family, it'll stay at a C. Yeah. Okay, so on to the next one. So I wanted to show you all here. All right, so for the beginning, right? Total slip up. Not really, but yeah, really. We have Fists of the North Star over here. So that is my S tier. I'm talking best of the best series over here. So I'm gonna bring it up so you guys can see with me over here. So you can read along with me on the synopsis over here. So let me also bring up some imagery so you all can see here. So we have Fist of the North Star. Boom. Y'all can see some of the art. Fist of the North Star manga. I spelled manga correctly. Don't worry. So Fist of the North Star, right? S tier series, but in the year 1990, the Earth has been devastated by nuclear war. The seas have dried up, and the land is cracked and desolate. Most living things on the planet have become extinct, apart from the human race. In this new age, violence rules as civilization and is lost, and the strong rule over the weak, where food and water are the only thing with value. And at this time, a man by the name of Kenshiro appears with his deadly martial art, and 2,000-year-old Hokuto Shinken, with his deadly style eliminating the evil. Is he the savior of a new era? So, Fist of the North Star, man. What ends up happening with this series is that not only is it a cult classic, okay, if I do say so myself, and a lot of people do say so themselves, this is probably one of the most artistically, and I mean top of the line, like made manga. Like if you look at some of the art over here, I mean, this just has love in every panel. If you don't know too, Fist of the North Star is one of the series that helped create, you know, series like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It helped inspire series like Berserk. This is a leader of the seinen genre, and just like of the manly man genre, if we're gonna keep it real over here, Familia. This style, you know, of the late 80s is just incredible, right? I mean, look at some of these panels. Like, you just have so much going on here. You have so many detailed inks. It flows well. You basically have a man who's using his fighting skills and chi, right? You know, his ancient martial arts to save his girl, because she ends up getting captured, and he has to go through a bunch of big baddies, and he just destroys stuff, right? I mean, that's where we got this meme. What is it? Omayo wa mo. Here, we're gonna play it real quick, Familia, because you've seen this meme, right? Nani? And then he literally just like explodes. So I don't know if I can show that, but Fist of the North Star also inspired many memes. Yes, so that's where it came in too. Revens, also good to see you, man. Hope you've been doing well. Let me know how you've been. Fist of the North Star has inspired very many incredible amount of memes, right? Because it has that content, it has that juice to it, it has that mojo. It's had many countless games. You know, we've had countless you know, media around it too. The anime was well received. This is just a series that will survive the test of time, just due to the sheer amount of uniqueness that it brought to the table, especially for its era. And you can still pick it up to this day and read it, and it won't feel so dated. You'll just feel like you got this badass hero on your hands, right? And it's the hero's kind of, not the hero's journey, because he doesn't really come from nothing, but you do have like a journey from him, and he is a hero. Revens also said, just fine, got back from the doctor's appointment. Oh man, hope you're doing well, dude. Welcome back from the doctor's appointment. Yeah, so we brought up our list, right? So here's our list so far. We just went through Fist of the North Star as S tier, Fire Punch A tier, Spy Family C tier, and Demon Slayer and F tier. What will we be doing next? Hold on, I just want to look at some of these panels again. These are some crazy panels. Okay, that looks like a fan edit. Yeah, just the shading on this, it's gorgeous. Yeah, that's badass. So the next series we have over here is Undead Unluck. So let's pull that up real quick. Undead Unluck kind of flew under my radar for a minute. And is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? I think it's okay. It's not D. Don't worry, I'm dragging this up. I think Undead Unluck is the perfect introduction to some of the new gen shonen series. So I'm gonna put it at a B, right? And we're gonna get to why I think it's not an A tier, but it's a nice B tier, and I think it could slug onto A tier, possibly in the future, depending on the ending. So quickly, a synopsis. With the conclusion of her favorite romance manga, Fuko Uzumo is ready to game end herself. I can't say that. From her life of misery and loneliness, having long accepted her fate of never being able to experience passionate love, like in fictional characters. basically manga. She was reading a bunch of manga and can't find love like that. So, cursed with unluck, anyone Fuko touches is in grave danger of experiencing unimaginable calamity. Basically, that you die if you touch her, okay? With the possibility of imminent danger would have most sane people run in the opposite direction. Undead, however, so let's bring him up real quick. So we have Undead over here. You can quickly see him. This is him. This is Undead, okay? That's Fuko in the back. Undead, this tall man over here, is an immortal being with superhuman regenerative powers, desperately seeking to find the light at the end of the tunnel, as we could say, which has always eluded him. When their paths finally cross, Undead sees the opportunity to finally end his suffering by using Fuko's unluck. So they're a match made in heaven, all right? She's trying to feel something. He's trying to, move on. Okay. So before Undead can unlock the full potential of Fuko's power to trigger the final devastating blow, the duo must first fend off a murderous secret organization hell-bent on exterminating those with special abilities. So it's a cool premise. I think it's a cool, funny premise, and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the series. It honestly reminds me more of One Punch Man than some series like Mashal. It just has that kind of sauce to it. Not quite as good, but it reminds me that it has some of that sauce. And the manga, we're getting a lot of like anime stuff. The manga is pretty good. Their power system is probably some of the most unique. I'm not gonna pretend and say like I know everything about the power system, but it's interesting how we have these people. So in the series, they're called negators. So they negate certain rules of the real world. So some people like Undead, he negates death. He just can't die. And other people like, Fuko, they negate luck. You know what I mean? There's everything against her and anything she touches. And so other people, that happens in the series. So they negate time, and others, negate just other worldly concepts. Gravity, sure, you can say that. I really enjoy the art too, the art style. It's stylized, it's nice. They have a little rounded features, but it's perfectly fine. I like it. It's clean. It just serves as a great story. I mean, some of the parts later on, it does turn kind of shonen tropey, where these people get saved because of their plot armor. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? You can't have every character die, right? So it's a fun, engrossing story. Don't expect the craziest writing, but just expect to have a good time when coming into Undead Unluck. And like I said, it all kind of, hinges on how it would end. It could easily turn into an A, or I think it could turn into like a C story, maybe even remain as a B. But I think it would go in, one or the other, A or C. So Undead Luck, that is a solid B. Now, I wanted to throw in an honorable mention, and so I was gonna save it for a little later on. But yesterday, we had Kuro, a great family man over here. He donated, and so he recommended a series that I decided to check out. I decided to read, and I thought it was fantastic. Okay, fantastic is an overstatement. I thought it was pretty damn good, and so we're gonna bring it up today. So the family man Kuro over here, he recommended to read, I'm not going to even attempt the Japanese name right now, How I Attended an All Guys Mixer. So this series, this honorable mention, technically it will be our 11th series on here. We were supposed to have 10, but I decided, since I already read it, let me give my initial impression. So this one, barely, okay? Not barely. It slivers by as a B, okay? It rides the line. It's a B series, okay? Now, what is the series about? You may ask if you weren't here at yesterday's live stream that we do, at 12 o'clock, 12:30, almost every day. Well, those of you asking, it's about a college student named Tokawa who gets invited to a mixer by his female classmate Suo. But when he arrives with his friends, they're greeted by three dazzling, handsome men. What? It's actually, these men over here that you see. They're three girls who just cross dress, as their job, right? And so he meets with them, and it's a nice little comedy. It's nice. I like some of the gags. It's maybe for like some Yuri fans, you know what I mean? Maybe some people leaning on the what should we call it, yaoi end. It's not though. It's not. They just look, kind of male, but they're all female, and it's a cool little story. It's they're kuderes too, so all the girls, they act real cool and nice. So it's a solid B, and I'll tell you, I've read 2 chapters, and initially I think it's a cool story. I want to see where it goes from here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Kuro, yesterday for recommending that. So I'll keep on reading it, but that honorable mention, it's a solid B. Also, I want to say the art is pretty cool too. I like some of this art. It's simplistic, it's clean, it's nice. He's got a funny face too. What's his dude's name? Asagi. Yeah. Revens translation: Getting Catfished the manga. Yeah, it's pretty much Getting Catfished the manga, but actually, Revens, I'm gonna keep that title for the future. Just know in the future when you see that on a video, that's thanks to you, man. But for Getting Catfished, it's a neat concept. Okay, moving on to the next series. So we have Claymore. Now, a lot of people are not gonna like to hear this, right? This is probably one of my hottest takes because I read it I read it a second time, and I gotta be honest, Claymore, it's a very disappointing series to me. If we can find it in this whole rigmarole of manga over here, I think Claymore's a D. I think Claymore is pretty bad for like a few reasons. One of the reasons, I think the art is just, it looks ugly. Okay, that's reason number one. But let's read the synopsis real quick for those of you who don't know Claymore. So, when a shape-shifting demon with a thirst for human flesh known as Yoma arrives in Rocky's village, a lonesome woman with silver eyes walks into town with only a sword upon her back. She is a Claymore. Let me let me bring this up over here. Claymore manga. So you get to see over here, right? Here's the manga. So right over here we have her. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, this is her. She looks like a potato, but regardless. Okay, moving on. She is a Claymore, a being manufactured as half human, half Yoma, for the express purpose of exterminating these monsters. After Rocky's family is killed, the Claymore saves his life, but he is subsequently banished from his home. With nowhere else to go, Rocky finds the Claymore known as Claire, and decides to follow her on her journeys. As the pair travel from town to town defeating Yoma, along the way, more about Claire's organization and her fellow warriors come to light. With every town cleansed and every demon destroyed, they come closer to the Yoma, on which Claire has sought vengeance ever since she chose to become a Claymore. So, back to the potato comment. Some of this just looks bad, man. I was already having a hard time getting into the series. Initially, one of my pet peeves too was that a lot of these women throughout the series, right? Um, they were just hard to tell apart, especially when fighting. Like if you can see, they all have silver hair. They're all almost wearing the same outfit. So during some of these fights, it's like who is doing what, and what is even happening. Um, I gotta say though, the box set real quick. The box set is tight. I have the box set. This goes pretty hard. Okay, that I can give a pass. All right, it looks cool. But throughout the series, Claymore first started off as like this series about, oh yeah, manufactured female Dante with Timu art. Revens, you're my favorite man in chat of all time because I'm glad you agree with that. Yeah, the premise was pretty cool. So you had, where's Rocky? Am I saying that right? Rocky, he's this young boy, right? Even in this panel, he looks really ugly, but he's this young boy who, is accompanying Claire, and she's kind of, this mysterious woman, and he kind of like starts to look up to her as, you don't know if like a mother figure or he like, starts to love her, like romantically and not platonically. But then later on, they kind of just like separate them in the story. I'm talking like maybe like 15-10% into the story, and it kind of just takes a left turn to where uh Claire is left to her own devices, and so she's going around, taking out all these Yoma, and you get backstories for some of them. Sometimes they're kind of cool, right? And I'm saying the backstory is not the art, because I still think this art is horrendous. Like you can keep on shading something a million times, but you can't shape a face. You know what I mean? Um, I think over time it did get a little better, but look at that head. Can you imagine if they shave how big their forehead would be? That's already a big ass forehead, dude. But regardless, oh, this is Rocky in the future, by the way. Some of just the story elements just did not hit it for me, because then a little later on to the story we do a switch up, right? So we go from Rocky, then to Claire, then we switch over to some backstory of one of the people on the Claymore squad, and I personally found it to be boring. The By the halfway point, I was literally, right, I can read manga for a very long time. I had the physical copies right in front of me. It was like, actually, I don't want to damage my GTO, but I had it like this. So I would read the manga, and I would start dozing off and like falling asleep, and throughout the story, it was just rough. It's 27 volumes too, so I had to sit there and listen to all 27 or read all 27 volumes, and I did that twice, and I thought maybe I missed something, and I watched breakdowns of this video. If you don't know who Alex is, Alex did a great video on Claymore. um I just, I couldn't agree with a lot of the points. I just thought it was a relatively boring story with like, sometimes it had some cool concepts, but I think the art just wasn't enough to hold it up. Revan says, so they put more work into the demons, but the characters are traced by preschoolers. It seems like it, because the characters like Claire, they're supposed to be like the main part of the story, but they just they didn't do much with her, right? They didn't, you don't have to give them cool armor, but they all just look like copy paste. You know what I mean? It probably saved the author a lot of time. You know what I mean? But we had like 10 people on a squad. I'm like, can you just kill all of these people, okay, and leave me like 3 characters that I actually care about? Cue the meme. Did I miss a page? A lot of the time it was like that. Did I miss a page? Where it's like, who is this character? Why are we going so much into the demon lore? And then sometimes it would make sense because, okay, quick spoilers. The reason you would become one of these Yoma, or these like huge demon, a woman over here, actually I can't really show that, is because the Claymore would eventually have to turn into one of them. So over time that just happens. But I just think it's a D story just overall. I don't get the hype around it. I want to talk about it in the future, but right now you have to give me like a year or something. It just left a sour taste. This is some cool art right over here. Like I said, the face is kind of ugly, but you got some cool whatever violence going on. But yeah, Claymore, you stay at a D. Okay, so next, right? Moving on to being mad. I have a series that I really enjoy. One could even call it, possibly a Gooner series, but that's regardless of that point. We're gonna bring up Chained Soldier, okay, which is an A. Chained Soldier is an A, and I hate calling it Chained Soldier because that's the English name when they should have went with uh, Mato Sehai no Slave. I think that's fine. Mato Sehai no Slave, but English publishers try to avoid the word bullying and slave. So, what can you do? What can you do about that? What's good, Unk? Hefe, I am no Unk, man, but welcome to the chat. How you doing, man? I'm doing pretty good. Just going through some series over here. As you can see, we got done trashing on Claymore. So welcome to the chat. Revens in Claymore. In Claymore? What does that mean, Revens? Regardless, moving on. We have A. Okay, this is an A series. Grade A, you could say Gooner series. Let's quickly read the synopsis too. So, after his high school graduation, Yuki Wakaru realizes it has been 5 years since his sister's disappearance during a Mato disaster. Oh, Kuro. Hello. I'm here. How are you doing? Kuro, the family man is here. Kuro, you missed your segment, man. We did a talk about the Mixer series. What is it? I'm not even gonna pronounce the Japanese name. How I attended an all guys mixer, and we put it onto the tier list, so it landed on B. You can always rerun the stream, right? But yeah, that was an honorable mention. Okay, everyone, welcome to the chat. Welcome. Going on to the Maho no Slave. We left off. So throughout Japan, mysterious entrances have opened to a dimension called Mato, a demonic metropolis filled with disastrous monsters known as the Shiunki that threaten the safety of humans. However, a new hope arose as the discovery of a Mato fruit that grants supernatural abilities only exclusively to women to fight against the Shuki. Oh, Kuro also says, how was it? I read 2 chapters, Kuro, and the series was pretty good. I gave it a B. Looking forward to read more of it, but I like the girls, man. I like the girls. Their interactions are hilarious, so I'm looking forward to reading most of it. But like I said, I'm only on chapter 2, so I have to get onto it. But now I can say I've read it, though. No one can say I haven't. Okay, so for the Chain Soldier series, going back, only women are granted these abilities if they eat this fruit. So they can fight against the Shuki or the demons. Now, due to this, a new matriarchal government, so a government governed by mostly women, was forced, establishing a female organization called the Demon Defense Force, which caused men to fall to the bottom of society. When Yuki suddenly finds himself in Mato, he is unable to escape on his own. But just as he anticipated a gruesome end by Shiuki, so demons, a girl in a militia outfit appears and protects him. And the chief of the 7th unit of the Demon Defense Force, Kyoka Usen, is ambitious yet devalued by her own peers due to her power being deemed unusual. Now in the life or death situation, Kyoka takes the opportunity to find out the true potential of her superpower by using Yuki. In order to defeat this Yuki, he has to become her servant or slave. So I don't know if YouTube is going to demonetize me for that. But Chain Soldier, oh god, wait, am I going to have to censor this? Wait, I'm going to put it in the most strict mode. I'm sorry, Familia, but I can't take any chances. Can I do that? All regions, anytime. Okay. I'm gonna tread with ease. But Chain Soldier has some very beautiful women, man. It has some very beautiful women, and it's a great series. I want to say avoid the anime at all costs, right? That thing is censored, censored to hell, Familia. But the series itself, I mean, it's got some pretty cool content. I mean, matriarchal society going on. We have fighting against demons, and then at the same time, the protagonist, he kind of treads this line between a pushover, but also someone who pulls, because he pulls a lot of the people, or some of the girls in the Seventh Army, and he even pulls demons, man. So overall, I'm gonna skip over this image. Overall, this series is pretty tight, and it is an A. Revan says my message didn't show. They unlock their devil trigger and then have to be KIA'd in Claymore. Yes. But it didn't really engage me as much as other manga. Oh, that's what you think, Hefe? Chain Soldier. I mean, that's a fair take, man. Let me know why though. Why you think it engaged? For me, it just barely, guises is not like a like an ecchi. Well, it is an ecchi series, but it barely guises not an ecchi series, just due to some of the infighting that goes on. Like later on, you figure out, spoilers to everyone in chat. One of the grow up is his sister. So I'm just dropping the bomb right now, right? The demon that he's fighting the most, and one of the most powerful ones, it's literally a sister who disappeared, and so you got all these tie-ins going on. Was okay, I'm sorry, was his sister. All right, Kuro, you just find out it's related to his sister. Okay, and the art overall too, wait, is dope. So okay, we're gonna take a gamble right over here, right? We're gonna roll, hopefully, not snake eyes, but we're gonna roll sixes right now. So Chain Soldier manga, please don't demonetize me, please God. Okay, I have it on strict. Okay, so the art over here, it's pretty good, man. It is. Oh, no typo. So it touched the line of ecchi. Yes, it did touch the line of ecchi. No typo. Sorry. You're good, man. Hefe, it was a while ago, but I might need to reread it. You know what? You may want to reread it if you're okay with the ecchi genre, and you're fine with waiting out through some of the story, because it does, like I said, it teeters that line, but it nicely covers it up later on with like action and some background. But one of my top things why I was interested in this story was due to the fact that it was created by the creator of Akamega Kill. That literally, that blew my mind. Wait, my hat's kind of falling off. Hold on, let me adjust my hat real quick, Familia. It's looking weird on the camera. So it blew my mind when I found out it's like, this is the creator of Akamega Kill. And Akamega Kill, a lot of people hate that series. Okay? My thing with it is that you got to read the manga. So the anime, I think that was lame. I think the anime was lame. I think the ending was terrible. If you read the manga, completely different ending. A lot of people don't know Akamega Kill. It's got a cool ending, right? It's a cool, like, 7 out of 10. Okay? Yeah, for real. Yeah, Akamega Kill and Chain Soldier, same creator. The mangaka, I don't know their name off the top of my head. Actually, let's check that out. Hold on. Manga Chain Soldier. I need to know these things too. If I'm gonna be the manga poppy, I gotta know their name. So the story is by Takehiro. Takehiro, as you can see, did Akamega Kill. It's right here. He did a few other series. Have yet to check them out, but yeah, it's pretty good, man. A lot of people rate it like a 7.6. Listen, if your ecchi has a 7.6, that's a damn good ecchi. I'm saying it's an A though, so I think this should be like a for an ecchi, this is like a 9 in my opinion. What's your favorite hidden gem manga / anime? Right now, my hidden gem. Okay. Also, I'm done with this segment. We're gonna go on to a new one. My hidden gem at the moment has to be Mad. So we're actually, am I gonna get into Mad right now? No, I'm not. I'm gonna talk about it in a moment though. So where is it? So this right now is my hidden gem, and I'm making an entire video on it. But Mad, created by Otori Yutsuke. I'm just, I'm a Mad fan. I've been talking about it every stream now that I think about it. this is my go-to series. I'm putting my stocks into this mad meme coin, and I think it's gonna go to the moon. I think this series is gonna be a hit, and when it does become a hit, you can say, Louis put you onto that. All right, so yeah, check this one out. Mad. It just dropped a new chapter too. Wait, I gotta read it. It dropped a new chapter today. All right, let's go. I'm gonna read this after stream. Okay, so next series though, we're about to finish up Familia. All right, we're already at the hour mark, so we're gonna hop into our number 9, technically 10 right now, but we did the honorable mention. But number 9 is I sold my life for 10,000 yen per year. So this is the goated series right here. A brother sister with the brother has one missing arm. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you're on it, Kuro. The brother who has like an amputated arm with his sister. It's more than that though. It gets crazy, my man. But yeah, that's the initial pages. I sold my life for 10,000 yen per year. If you're not heard of this, S tier romance series right over here. We can get into the synopsis real quick because I want to talk about this author too. So, helpless and struggling for cash, 20-year-old Kotsunogi. Hold on, let me give you guys some visuals. I sold my life. I'm gonna have them up next time just so that I can quickly jump into them. Manga panels. Okay. So, 20-year-old Kosunogi over here sells the last possessions to buy food, right? He sold everything he had. Noticing his poverty, an old shop owner directs him to a store that supposedly purchases lifespan, time, and health from a person. While not completely believing the man's words, Kosunoki nevertheless finds himself at the address out of desperation and curiosity. Kosunogi is crushed when he finds out the true monetary value of his lifespan, totaling at a meager 300,000 yen. I did the math a while ago, actually. Wait, let me write. Wait, how much is 300,000 yen? 300,000. Hefe, haven't seen that one yet. Oh, definitely check it out, Hefe. Captain Mercury, welcome, man. It's been a minute. You said, hey, manga man. Yep, it is I, Louis Sankara. How you doing, man? How's everything been? So, how much is 10,000 yen? 10,000 yen to USD. I'm curious. Right now, though, it's low. Damn, wait. Damn, $65? How much is 3,000 yen? That's $19? That's trash. Good man. Yeah. 30,000 or so. Good man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Captain Mercury. So, okay, going back, he finds out that his monetary value is a meager... Oh, it's 300,000. Okay, wait. I'm sorry about that, Familia. Wait. Is it 300,000? Hold on. What would Okay, at 300,000 would be 1,900. I think that's the one. I might have miscalculated that or I miswrote that. Okay, continuing. So it says over here 300,000 yen. Deciding to sell the next 30 years of his life for 10,000 yen per year. Kosunogi is left with only 3 months to live. After heading home with the money, he's greeted by an unexpected visitor, the same store clerk he sold his life to. She introduces herself as Miyagi, the only one tasked with the job of observing him until the last 3 days of his life. So this man, he sold his life. I might have put 300,000 yen on accident. So it's 10,000 because that's literally the title. So 10,000 yen per year. There's no way it's $65. This has to be inflation prices. 1,965 says Revan. Yeah, I think that's the right price. Is it supernatural? Hefe says. It partially. If you've ever read the series Bunny Girl Senpai, it's got as much supernatural supernatural energy is that there's some supernatural elements, but if I had to say anything, it would be that it's light in the supernatural activity. You know, you don't have people like fading through walls or anything like that. It's like, oh, I can't see the person over there. You know what I mean? Similar to that. But this series is a sleeper in terms of you talking about it in general. So this is an S tier. This is an S tier series because not only is the romance, right? So the selling. Wait, I sold I sold my life. Here, I'm gonna show you how many chapters it has. So not only is it only 18 chapters, right? That it was able to flawlessly execute a romance, but at the same time, it will break you down. Like I'm talking about, you will feel emotions that you have not felt in years. That may or may not be an exaggeration, but when I read this, I was like, damn, this really was a gut punch for me, and it only did that in 18 chapters. So you don't have a lot to lose from reading this series. You know, you can let me know what you think, but you know, it takes very little to go through it. And this author, right, he's super underrated because he has another series that's also an S tier in my opinion that not many people have talked about too. And my buddy and I, Rax, he's not in chat, he's one of our moderators, we were talking about his other series. He didn't know that here's the author. So it's Miyaki Sugaru. The artist is Taguchi Soichi, but we have to worry about Sugaru. All right, Sugaru, the man who wrote the story, he also did Parasite. Parasite in Love. Is this a translation? No, hold on. Where is it? Korusyu. So Parasite in Love is one of like the best romance series that I've like ever picked up too. Now on here, don't worry, it says a 7.5. This series is tight. It's only 16 chapters too. Even lower than the other one. I think the other one came out before. But, you know, we're getting a 2-for-1 for this one series. So the story follows a man who has compulsive tendencies to make it impossible for him to keep a job. A young girl who skips school and loves insects. So they both meet up. The two meet to come to support each other in reintegrating into society and fall in love. There's a problem, however, namely that the parasite is in their heads. So this one has a bunch of twists, right? But one of them is that it might be a big spoiler. I'm sorry, but both of them, one of the only reasons why they're attracted to each other is that they both have parasites in their head, and that's all I'm gonna leave it at. That's it. That's everything. I don't want to spoil anything else of the story. Read both of these 2-for-1. Your average rom-com, you know what I mean, will not take you nearly as close for an S-class series. So yeah, Hefe says W Sleeper manga. Both of them are W Sleeper manga, so check those two out. What did I say? That was an S tier series. So let us get into the very last one of the Shonen Jump series. Oh wait, no, I got one more. Hold on. Technically two. So Mad, okay? We were just talking about Mad right now. So Mad, that is a series. Only reason I'm giving it an A and not an S, because I've been gassing it up all these streams, is due solely to the fact that it's only literally 9 or 10 chapters in, right? So you can't possibly go higher than that. S is like, I have a lot of chips on the table to be able to tell you why it's great. Is it Star Rider? Star Rider? Star Rider 28. Have you ever read Mikodono Sashimai wa Angel Kyori? That sounds familiar. Wait, let me check that real quick. Japanese name, just familiar off the top of my head. Wait, let's see this. Mikodono Sanshimai Kurori. Whoa, when did this drop? 2021. I have not read this. I'm going to call you Star Rider 28. Let me know if that's correct. Star Rider, I have never read this series. I will check that out. This is recent too. Well, anything that's like 2020 and beyond to like 2024 current day. I call it recent, right? It was like literally almost 4 years ago over here. Okay, 3 years ago. It was 3 years ago. I have not seen this. I will check this out though. Wait, let me quickly read the synopsis. As the son of a late legendary actress Subaru Ayase, Yu has many expectations placed upon him in transferring the Psyche Academy, a highly prestigious school where students can hone in their personal talents. However, in contrast to his mother, Yu is completely talentless. Being seen as completely mediocre, he would have no chance of standing side by side with three emperors of Psyche Academy, the Mikadono sisters, Miwa, Niko, and Kazuki, who are all each prodigies in shogi, martial arts, performing arts, respectively. That seems pretty dope. It has an adaptation too. What? When did this drop? Oh, it's dropping next year. You know what? You just put me onto the game. Star Rider, thank you very much. I'm gonna save this on my side. All right. Yeah, if any of you have recommendations, be sure to drop them right now. Or actually towards the end of the stream so I can read them properly. I'd want to read them all at the moment. But yeah, shoot them in a bit, and I usually go back into chat and save the series. Yeah, Hefe, definitely agree. Seems decent. I would check that out. Anything that's an anime too. I mean, that's free game. You know what I mean? If y'all want to know, look up just animes that are upcoming, right? And then you'll be able to talk to a bunch of people about them because they haven't dropped animes yet, and usually the mangas have a lot of content to go over. All right, Star Rider, thank you. Also, let's see over here. Where would Baki rank? You're trying to get a free ranking right now. Okay, Captain. Let me give you this, right? I'm not gonna rank it yet because that would be free content right now. I'm gonna rank Baki between an S and an F. You can figure that out. We'll do that in an upcoming stream, okay? I swear we're gonna go over Baki, and I'll give you why I like Baki. Oh, I guess I spoiled it. Yeah, that'll be for the future though. But yeah, look forward to that, Captain. Okay. So Mad, real quick. We were talking about it. It's an A tier. So Mad, right over here. A summary, quick synopsis, is that mysterious alien life forms invade Earth. Years later, most of humanity is wiped off the face of the planet. John and his sister are the remaining survivors and hope to find a new world to inhabit. But one day, they're targeted by aliens again. So that is a basic one. Yes, I did rip that off of Mal. Captain Mercury, yes, I would agree. Yeah. So for the Mad manga right over here, can I show you guys? Would it be illegal if I were to show you guys an anime site or a manga reading site? Probably. Okay, let me show you just any Google screenshots. I just don't want to get in trouble. I like having streams up, so I don't want to jeopardize anything. I thought I just copied and pasted. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm grabbing the author, and I want to show you some of the panels. So Mad is a cool story. It's a pretty dope story because hold on, I didn't even spell Mad right. The aliens that invade Earth. Okay, Hefe, you're listening. The aliens that invade Earth look exactly like xenomorphs, right? And I don't think I've seen a series that have had the gusto or anything like that to kind of drop something, in terms of like a xenomorph. Like straight up, they're exactly like xenomorphs. So I'm a fan of aliens, all right, and aliens. So right off the bat, it kind of caught my attention. The fights are as intense as, or even more intense as Kaiju number 8. There's actual like real stakes. Like you see some characters that actually, I don't know why we're getting these characters. You see some characters that actually die throughout the story. So far, without spoiling too much, this man, he ends up getting saved. So his whole friend group, you could say, and survivors and whatnot, they're ambushed. But a few of them are taken in by a group of survivors who somehow, some way, are all very, very well stocked. and I'm talking. This is one of the characters, by the way. But these survivors, they look mostly like this. They look like these super soldiers. So they're all well stocked, supplied, and they save John and some other people inside of his group. And so when taking him in, John, he's kind of skeptical at first, and he has reason to be skeptical because some strange things go on in there. And next thing we know, they're trying to turn John into a super soldier. So that's as much as I want to give you all. What's the MC like? So the MC, uh, he's schizo. I don't know the best way to describe him. He kind of reminds me of uh why am I missing out? Who's the character Vagabond? I got like a million characters names in my mind. So he reminds me of the protagonist of Vagabond. So Musashi. He reminds me a lot of Musashi, even some of his facial hair from Vagabond. So also what did he see? Third form Frieza was a xenomorph. Captain, but he wasn't exactly menacing, you could say. Kind of, but you know what I mean. He wasn't a threat throughout the series. Like these xenomorphs are menacing. They'll rip the humans apart. They'll do what xenomorphs do, right? But it's inside of the manga. So mad. Some of the art too. Not gonna lie, it looks a lot like Tatsuki Fujimoto's art. Is what I like about it a lot. So here, let me bring it up. Okore Yutsuke. Maybe we can find some images on here. I just don't want to hop onto these sites. Hefe said, I thought so. Yeah. It's pretty similar to Musashi. So, God, I can't find any other images. I really don't want to go onto these sites. Okay, I guess I can quickly show you guys. Hold on. Okay, we can look at one of these. All right, I'll show you guys a chapter. Kuro, sorry, I have to go sleep now. Have a good one. You too, chat. Oh, thank you, Kuro. Thank you for coming out, Familia. Hope to see you on the next one tomorrow. We're gonna be doing a late stream, so if you can pass on by, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., we'll be around. But yeah, have a good one, man. Star Rider. On the topic of Vagabond, when will it be ranked? Vagabond. You guys can quote me on this, but or remind me, because we're going to be doing almost daily streams. Tomorrow, like I said, we're going to be changing up the time, so it won't be at noon. I have some things to do, so I'll be back home at like 9 p.m. Expect it next week. I'll do another ranking next week. See ya, Kuro. Yeah, Revens. Thank you for saying goodbyes. Yeah, everyone say goodbye to Kuro. See you around, man. In terms of the rankings, I will do another one next week. I want to spread them out because I feel like I would do a lot of series if I did them like every other day or every other stream. So yeah, expect it next week. Hell, we'll even say we'll do it on the, I don't know, like Tuesday or something. We'll do another ranking soon. Yeah, Hefe also says bye. Yeah, see you around, Kuro. Okay, so over here, right, it turned into an A series. Yeah, so I can see this. Oh, Star Rider also said goodnight. Everyone's saying goodnight to Kuro. We all love our Familia around here. Thank y'all. Okay, so Mad easily can be an S tier series in the future. Oh, I was gonna show you all some of the art real quick, just real fast. Okay, so this is the newest chapter. I really don't want to look through it, but you can see that it looks like Chainsaw Man a lot. I'm gonna leave it right here. It looks like a mixture between Chainsaw Man and then also Jujutsu Kaisen, but I'm leaning more towards Chainsaw Man because sometimes it alternates between. I like the simplicity of it. The storytelling is pretty good. Yeah, even Captain Mercury says goodnight, Kudo. The storytelling makes it passable, right? It's not like a Demon Slayer thing where I said I don't like Demon Slayer because it doesn't have the storytelling, in my opinion, and it doesn't have the art either. This one has the storytelling, art is passable. So yeah, the Mad manga, pretty dope series. Okay, moving on to the very last one. So this one made me mad, right? This one was not even published on the Shonen Jump platform, but I still brought it onto the tier list. technically we can just turn this into a tier list, Familia, because right now, like I said, this is all Shonen Jump stuff. LA, what's your favorite romance subgenre? Hefe, you can just call me Louis. What's your favorite romance subgenre? You'd have to give me a minute to think about that. Romance subgenre. Okay, I'm gonna bust out Rent a Girlfriend though. All right, so Rent a Girlfriend. We're gonna drop it right here. That romance subgenre thing is actually getting me. What would be a good subgenre? Hefe, you're throwing me in for a loop. Which one would I call like a subgenre? Oh, Dandadan. I think Dandadan has a great subgenre of romance because, mostly we're there for the slice of life and action. I guess you could say it's action, slice of life, and then romance. So I'd have to say that series. Star Rider. I did think that the alien you showed earlier did look like the Chainsaw Man Devil. Yes, it did look a lot like the Chainsaw Man Devil. I don't want to talk about that more, but if you read the series, you will get that feeling a lot, like throughout reading it. So, if you're interested, yeah, check out Mad, Hefe. But yeah, Demon Slayer is the most shonen. Yeah. So it is Demon Slayer. You can see I don't like it very much. I don't have very good things to say about it. Have you heard of the small niche manga called Chainsaw Man? Nah, my brother. I've never heard of that series before. It's not like I ranked it last time. Never. Yeah. Mercury says JK. But yeah, I like all of Tatsuki Fujimoto's works. For the most part. Yeah, for the most part, I like all his works. Okay. So Rent a Girlfriend originally was published on Shonen Magazine Weekly. So that's not anywhere near, Shonen Jump, right? Different magazine. So I had to bring it from the depths of the earth, from hell, to throw it into an F tier. So real quick, for those of you who don't know about Rent a Girlfriend, essentially the synopsis is that dumped by his girlfriend, emotionally shattered college student Kazuya Kinoshita attempts to appease the void in his heart through rental girlfriends from a mobile app. At first, Shizuru Mizuharu seems to be the perfect girl with everything he could possibly ask for. Great looks and a cute, caring personality. Upon seeing mixed opinions on her profile after the first date, and still tormented by his previous relationship, Kazuya believes that Shizuru is playing around with the hearts of men and leaves her a negative rating. Angry at her clients' disrespectful towards her, Shizuru reveals her true nature, sassy and temperamental, the complete opposite of Kazuya's first impression. At that very moment, Kazuya receives the news his grandmother's collapse and is forced to bring Shizuru along with him to the hospital. Although it turns out to be nothing serious, his grandmother, ecstatic that Kazuya has finally found a serious girlfriend, which had always been her wish. Unable to tell her the truth, Kazuya and Shizuru are forced to fake a relationship, acting as they are truly lovers. Okay, I have to read that really quick because that story, it still hurts me to this day. Also Hefe says I need to finish Fire Punch. Hefe, please finish Fire Punch. Yeah, you need to get on that. There's a bunch of other stories, that need to be read. You know what I mean? Knock that one out. Also, I hate that series, especially the MC. I think a lot of people can agree that they hate Kazuya as an MC. He's just the weakest, worst, unappealing, scrawny. We can name a lot of adjectives about him, but character in like the romance genre. Revan says the ultimate simp manga in my opinion. Correct. I dropped it when he busted in the pool. We don't talk about that, but yeah, that was an interesting moment in the series. Unfortunately, right, I, the manga poppy, got to read everything. So I'm still reading Rent a Girlfriend. I'm a few chapters behind on Rent a Girlfriend, and so I need to go out and read that at some point soon. Hold on, I just had something. I need to read that sometime soon because I need to catch up. Yeah, Hefe says, "Yo, what, Revan?" Yeah, that is absolutely true, Hefe. The A very interesting moment happens in Rent a Girlfriend. Can we bring up the panel right now? Rent. Will I be censored? Wait, hold on, Familia. I'm gonna change this real quick. I don't want anything, and I mean anything, to happen, just in case I search up this panel, so you can see my face right now. So we have rents a girlfriend. It's called the pool scene. Rents a girlfriend, pool scene. So I think it's right over here. I might have a reaction. Oh, yeah. Okay, I found it. Everyone. Wait, let me zoom in real quick. There's some really weird. Can I back up? Okay. can I avoid this image? Hold on. Okay, we're gonna bring it back. I think it's good. So Captain Mercury says lol. Okay, so this is the pool scene, okay? So Kazuya, he is thinking about something bad happening to Shizuru in terms of other people dating her. And this thing happens, and then he makes this face. It's a whole thing, everyone. So a terrible series. Anyways, talking about that, the story, I guess we can leave this here. The story overall, right? We can all agree that Rent a Girlfriend, it's an interesting premise, right? We can't lie. The whole concept of someone getting out of their way, dumping a girl, or some girl dumping him, and then he's looking for another girlfriend. It's interesting, right? That's what caught our attention. That seems funny. It seems like gag, Will he get with another girl? That's what we're hoping. Will he not? We don't know. But at the same time, the way it goes down this path is the most pathetic. That's just the best way to put it. It's the most garbage way. We have it so that this protagonist, right? He's like the bottom of the barrel, man. And unfortunately, he doesn't get any better from like the start. He starts as a very, needy man, who wants a relationship. But instead of doing anything to improve himself, you know what I mean? Working out, or, getting his money up, or even being a better person, right? Just being more interesting, getting a hobby or anything. This man, he decides to spend his college fund on getting a girlfriend who's not even his real girlfriend. Hefe says, a shameful, talented artists have to work on these types of works. Yeah, but you know what? At the end of the day, right? We can all make fun of the author of Rent a Girlfriend, but he has made more money than any other mangaka, probably in like the most recent history of any like manga artist. We can say Oda, right? We can say Eiichiro Oda, the creator of One Piece. Sure, he makes a lot of money. This guy, man, he publishes. Does he publish weekly? Wait, let's see. Kanojo. Rent a Girlfriend. It's a weekly series, so it's Shonen Magazine. So on a weekly basis, he puts out a chapter. Since 2017, he still sells a lot. We can rag on him. He still makes money off of this series. Now, the whole premise, like I said, it's just bad. It's not even a romance at this point. This is some cuckoldry. You're watching a man slowly fade into his darkest days. Revan says, the kind of guy that gold diggers would love. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Who wouldn't want the free money? It's not like she gives him the money back. One thing though, I will say this: leaks have come out about Rent a Girlfriend, the newest chapters, and so I wanted to talk to you all about that. So wait, hold on. I gotta do another thing. I gotta go back to the main face. I want to make sure that these leaks aren't weird. So we have Rent a Girlfriend leaked chapter. So we have some weird, not weird news, but the leaked chapter. Wait, I'm seeing some funny stuff over here. Rent a Girlfriend leaked ending. We'll say that. Rent a Girlfriend leaked ending. Let's see. I swear I just saw it on my profile. Okay, I'll go to my profile and I'll find the actual thing because I like the post. It is it not here? Wait, did I bookmark it? Hold on, Familia. Oh, here it is. Okay. So going back. Over here, I retweeted this, right? I said there is no way this is happening, but it is a possibility. Who knows though? That Rent a Girlfriend manga will end with Kazuya and Chizuru having a child. So this is something that has been going around. It's been making the rounds. If it's true or not, I don't know. There's no credible sources. But if this is the case, right, this will be the civil war of our anime generation. Also, simply asking, does the MC start having his Chad arc? Hefe says it should have been me. No, Hefe, don't even be mad. This maybe is false. You know what I mean? We don't know, but you don't want to make the kind of mistakes he has. You know, wasting your 20s. Revan says, simply asking, so the MC doesn't have his Chad arc. What Kazuya has is that he has some moments to where he has a backbone and he's able to stand his ground and able to tell Shizuru how he feels sometimes, or he's about to. And then what ends up happening is this cycle to where he gets a backbone. He's about to tell Shizuru. He's literally, everything is like unfolding in front of him. And then something outside of the realm of, you know, his control comes in and it stops him from saying it. And there's other moments too where Shizuru feels like she wants to maybe make a step towards him and it just doesn't happen. So it's a constant cycle of will they, won't they? And he has a cool arc. I gotta say his Shizuru's film arc. I don't know what chapter that's on or anything like that, but that was nice because Kazuya actually did a lot of stuff for her, and he had a backbone, and she appreciated him a lot. But it didn't net him anything, to be honest. It was kind of like, oh, thank you for helping me and my grandma. Regardless, this leak, if it does happen, we can come back to this day and say we saw it here unfold. But yeah, this, like I said, this could be possibly the biggest civil war in anime if this does happen, to whether this series is peak or if this series is the worst of all time. You know, if it ends with him having a daughter with Shizuru. So we'll have to we'll have to see about it. Who knows? Low-key, these romance mangas do not need to be that long. Yeah. How long is Rent a Girlfriend? Rent a Girlfriend is, it does not say. Wait, let me check on this one. Rent a Girlfriend. Damn, Rent a Girlfriend has a 6.0. It has a 5.99. Rent a Girlfriend has 357 chapters. I think this isn't even updated. Maybe it might be, but 357 chapters. That is long. That is really long, man. How can you even milk it for that long? Yeah, it should not have that many chapters. Like I said, the S tier series that we just said, right? I Sold My Life for 10,000 yen per year. 19 chapters. Parasite and Love, 18 chapters. There's no way that you can have a series like this and it be good over the long run. Especially if it's just based off of some, I feel like lower concept, right? We can say romance is lower concept versus like One Piece. You know what I mean? Got a bunch of fantastical stories, a bunch of arcs going on, a bunch of you know, fictional characters doing a lot of cool things, adventuring. Yeah, it's pretty insane. But Familia, I think we're gonna have to start wrapping this up. We did the entire list today, so going through it, at S tier, Fist of the North Star, I Sold My Life for 10,000 yen per year. At A tier, Fire Punch. We also have Chain Soldier and Mad. At B tier, Undead Unluck. And How I Attended an All Guys Mixer. At C tier, Spy Family. D tier, Claymore. And at F tier, we have Demon Slayer and Rent a Girlfriend. Star Rider says, Enigmata mentioned, what is recorded history? I saw you saw my my Twitter comment right there. Next week is Shonen. Hefe says next week we're just gonna say, you know, frick it and ball. So we're gonna ditch the whole Shonen thing. most likely gonna grab another list, because I feel like, we could go through more shonens, but I will sprinkle in a lot more. I want to jump through other magazines. I think Rent a Girlfriend definitely helped us break out of our shonen jump manga series, so it might just be manga series. I'll add Baki to that list too. Um, no Kagurabachi, says Star Rider. Man, Kagurabachi will do the next one. Okay. All right. Drop some of yours that you want to see. Okay. I'll go back into the stream, but sure. Kagurabachi. We'll do Baki. I want to do. I know the other time I spoke about different series. We'll do One Piece. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. We'll do Kaiju number 8. So those are some that are just off the top of my head. Hefe says Type Chi. Revens, I think Rent a Girlfriend should be lower than F. Star Rider says Yippee. No, there's nothing below F. There could be garbage tier, but we'll play around with that in the future. But yeah, thank you all for coming out today, Familia. Thank you all for being here. I think at the moment that's pretty much it. I gotta head out. We're already at an hour 36 minutes. Hopefully next time we can push to like a 2-hour stream. Tomorrow, most likely, we're gonna be coming back doing some Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. We're at the very last part, so we're writing this out. We're about to finish it. I was stuck at a very bad portion. I couldn't get through there, so hopefully I can just pick it up and kick some ass, and we can beat the story because I think I have like an hour left. Hefe also says, have you read Kaguya-sama Love is War? Really good. Yeah, Kaguya-sama had a tight ending, so really enjoyed Kaguya-sama's ending. Can I say the same about Oshinoko? No. And I'm glad you reminded me of Kaguya-sama. Oshinoko will be going on the next list, if I do remember. I probably will. But yeah, Kaguya-sama, way better than Oshinoko in my opinion. Great romance too. I like the comedy in that one. Let's see. We'll actually, let me check real quick. What do we have in the other tier lists? I'm just gonna search it up. Categories, tier maker. Is there no search box in here? Tier maker, new tier list, trademark, login, make a template. Tier maker manga. Maybe someone already did the work for me. Lol, alright. See ya, says Hefe. Excuse me. I saw something funny. Star Rider says it's 5:30 a.m. at my country. Gotta prepare to go to campus. Alright. Catch you all later. Have a good one at school, Star Rider. Hefe, I'll catch you in the next stream. Catch all of you at the next stream, Familia. And that's pretty much it. Adios.